All right, gang, in studio with us. First time attendee into Real Estate Radio, Zach Bosh of Great North Insurance Services. Zach, you super nervous?
Unbelievably.
Are you sure?
No.
Zach, man, I've known you now 7 or 8 years. Is that about right?
About right.
Okay, and
Greatest years of my life.
So Zach has been drinking early this morning. It's so good to have you here. Zach, tell everyone about what you do, who you are, and a Great North Insurance.
I'm one of the partners over at Great North. I do all the commercial business over there. I work with you, Eric. I work with business owners around the city. For the most part, do a lot of work with construction, truckers, some white-collar people, and just kind of your whole spectrum of industries and work with, and trying to help them out better, take care of their insurance needs over the course of a year.
Well, frequently we've had people from Great North Insurance Services in on our radio show. We've had Blake and Nick and Kane and Zach and John, anybody with a one-syllable first name.
Yep.
Look at that. Everybody, look at that's. How about? Yeah.
Well, my name is Zachary, so that's two.
Okay, well, I'm sure Nicholas as well is a part of it. Yeah. But we've had you in over the years, and I always say this is I hate insurance, and like the fact that I have you in here is really aggravating for me because insurance is It sucks, Zach. Can I just say it? Like, insurance is not a sexy thing, and yet it's totally necessary.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you something different, how it was cool and sexy, but I mean, it's not. It's something you got to have, and we try to figure out a way to make it where you're getting more value than just paying a premium every single year, and that's important to us. So.
Well, one of the things that I know, and I'm good friends with a number of people at your agency, is that there is a commitment to service at Great North Insurance that I think stands apart from a lot of people. Tell me about that commitment.
Well, I think the big thing at the end of the day, I mean, you can always find something that's a little bit better priced. No matter how hard you look, you'll always be able to find something that's a little bit cheaper. But at the end of the day, if you have something that you feel like you're getting more value than just the actual insurance product, like people are able to answer your questions in a timely manner, they're able to help you out when you need help. I think it makes people want to stay longer, and it gives them more of a sense of they're getting more value for their buck.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And boy, I think I was out golfing with Kane, and that's always Kane Hansen, former golf pro, and I was out golfing with him, and I am the opposite of a golf pro.
Me too.
And I was chatting with him, and he said, Great North has is it $1 million for each person type thing, and it traditional. So what the point he was trying to make is a lot of insurance companies have a $2 or $3 million amount of business that they have per person, and you guys are about $1 million to 1, right?
Yeah, we are. And on the commercial side, it's probably even a little. I mean, we're very much to that $1 million. We have 3 other people that work with me on the commercial side that really help out. Where I think a lot of people, I mean, they're doing $4 or $5 million for service work on the commercial side, typically in other industries or other companies in town and around the country.
And so you're dedicated to making sure that that person who is getting their insurance policy through Great North is getting a higher level of service, right?
Correct. I mean, at the end of the day, we can bring in as many customers as we want, but if they keep walking out the back door, I mean, it's hard to grow. Mm-hmm. So we always try to, preach, retention, making sure you're doing what you can to make sure people feel, valued as customers.
Mm-hmm. So. Well, again, those of you tuning in, Zach Bosh of Great North Insurance Services. Zach, I want you to tell me some stories, because insurance is that business where everything is tied to when I do use insurance, it's because life has happened,
right,
or because chaos has happened. Can you give us a couple examples of when insurance became really important to the consumer?
Well, I mean, last year, actually it was like almost 2 years ago now, we had a larger client of ours out in the western part of the state, and they were dealing with a windstorm that came through, and they're out on a farm, and they had 120 mile an hour straight line winds, and it was blowing hay bales towards their house like bowling balls.
Those hay bales, they weigh hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
Yes. And so it tore down their farm, a bunch of the shops on the property. The next day I took off and drove out to the western part of the state, went out and met with them. I was out there when the adjuster came out there. For them, I think the total claim on that loss was like $650,000 in damage.
Gosh.
And that's like their livelihood. I mean, they have this farm, they have cattle sales, and all of a sudden all that stuff was on hold, and they were forced to basically just pick up their pieces of their life around them. And it was so weird. They were taking shop vacs and vacuuming out. They had a playground with all like the little rubber mulch, and it blew all over their yards. So they were taking shop vacs and vacuuming the grass and stuff. And
you've never offered to come to my grass to vacuum it, though.
well,
I just want you to
you've
know.
never asked.
I'm sorry.
I would come and vacuum your grass if you want me to.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
You're welcome. But over the course of from the beginning of time when they started working on it and where they lived, it took probably 6 months to get everything complete on the farm. And it just, it was a fulfilling experience to realize when they finally got back to whole, or as close to whole, whatever that is. You never are completely back there, but because there's a lot of time and stress that you have as an owner that you take on that, you can never get back monetarily or, with your physical possessions and stuff. They're just there. So.
Well, I love the fact that you got in your vehicle and you drove out to Western North Dakota. And that's actually been my experience with great insurance coverage in general. It was 4 years ago, Zach. I think I was in California. I was forced to go to a resort for a conference, and my wife sat at home with 2 kids, ages 2 and 6 months, and I'm out there at Dana Point, California, this beautiful resort, literally hanging out by the pool in a real estate conversation with somebody, and I get a call from my wife saying there's water pouring from our bathroom upstairs into our basement. And we were in the middle of a construction project, living in our basement already for a 6-month period. And we called Great North Insurance Services, and literally the service that we got was over the top, and we had somebody at our house within an hour mitigating that problem. And I was literally in California with a pina colada in my hand, unable to help. I sound like such a schmuck right now just saying that.
Emily's probably like, yeah, he did.
Yeah. No, trust me. I am still making up for being gone on that one. But that's what I've known to come to experience with Great North Insurance. And in fact, I think it's the standard at this point, and it should be, is if somebody has to get insurance, which is a god awful thing. I don't like insurance, Zach. I'm sorry. I like you, but I don't like insurance.
I don't like insurance either. So
it is one of those things that protects us and protects us well. And so I'm just grateful to have people like you and the rest of your team in this corner.
Thank you. We appreciate it. You guys are very easy to work with, and we appreciate you having us on to, do radio for the first time ever.
That's right. Well, Zach Bosh of Great North Insurance Services.
Zach North, whatever.
I'll take Zach Morris. That's pretty great.
Missing some of the hair, though.
If people want to see your website, learn about you, and maybe get a quote, where should they head?
Just go to greatnorthinsuranceservices.com and click on the links that say to get a quote, or give us a call at 701-239-4647.
If you could see the video on it, he was guessing on that phone number, but he got it.
I did.
It's the power of the internet. Zach Bosh, great to have you with us. And folks, we're going to head to break, but we have some exciting stuff coming up after the break. Don't forget our picks of the week and some tips you don't want to miss out on. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.